Welcome back to our 2-Minute Tuesdays with Trish and Pastor Dave.
2-minute, 2.
All right, today's question is from Marcel.
Nice.
I grew up in a church where they say taking communion improperly condemns you. Do you believe this is true?
Yes. I think many of us have been exposed to that, so start your clock. So part of this comes from a teaching from Martin Luther that says that when God meets us, that which is unworthy is condemned, and that which is worthy or divine or whatever lives, okay? And look, this is not incorrect. If you go to the cross, what is the cross? It's an instrument of death, and it leads to Easter, which is resurrection. Death and resurrection is part of our relationship, part of our motif. The problem comes when you try to divide between us, like, oh, when you go to communion, you're a sinner and you're condemned, and I am saved because I am wonderful. Luther also says we're all saints and sinners both, and so this death and resurrection will happen every time we meet God in communion, and in fact, through communion happens in every moment of our day. So it's not incorrect to say part of us dies or something about us dies when God encounters it. We know that at the end of our life, it happens before then too, and you know what? All that stuff that dies is the stuff we don't want, right? Selfishness and the conceit that we're right and all the things we've done wrong and stuff. Gone, all gone, right? And what rises is the new life full of grace, love, and joy that we keep talking about. Sure. So when you go to communion, yes, there's this transformation, but you don't have to worry about it because it's happening to all of us. And by the way, the most important transformation that happens is when you stick out your hands and say, I am not worthy, but please be with me. And God says, yes, I am with you. You don't have to worry. So, you can take the lesson if you want, but don't believe that it disqualifies you from communion when the rest of us are qualified.
Sure. All right. Well, if you have your own questions, we have a forum at lightofthespirit.church and his Twitter.
At Dave Deckard.
And his email.
pastor@sov-id.org.
Yeah, send all your questions there. All right, we will see you next week for our next question.